Before we begin our formal proceedings, I want to say a few words about today's ceremony. To ensure the safety and enjoyment of our guests, Farallon College Center to my right is open, and you may live stream the ceremony in Lindbergh Theater on the ground floor or in the Marlowe Room on the second floor if you would like to be in a cooler space. That doesn't apply to you, 2020. You stay with us. But please do flag someone down if you need assistance. We will be watching for anyone in need, and there are water stations and crafts set up. Finally, in the event that severe weather comes in, we will make an announcement and have everyone move to the closest building. So I would invite our guests to please rise for our invocation. Hear these words from Meister Eckhart. If the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, that will be enough. Please join me in a moment of reflection. Holy One, as we begin to move past this difficult season, when we've been separated from family and friends, when it's been hard to travel and gather together, celebrate milestones as we've done in the past, help us to embrace what has been. Help us to give thanks within the uncertainty. Help us to give thanks within our sorrow and within our fears. Help us to see the joy that has been present all along. Help us to give thanks for the love and friendship that has brought us to this moment. In all things, may we open our hearts and give you thanks. Amen. Please remain standing as we sing America the Beautiful.
Please be seated. Hello, family. You may be thinking to yourself, I've not even met her yet. She wasn't on my campus during my time. Why did she just call me family? So let me introduce myself. I am Nicole Hurd, and I have the incredible honor of being the college's 18th president and a member of our Lafayette family. I want to take you back to the fall of 2016. Do you all remember that? Yes? When you were freshmen. Do you remember moving in? Do you remember that feeling of uncertainty? That uneasiness of being someplace new? The questions you had about whether you would truly be seen and heard and valued in this next phase of your lives. But then you made friends. You used your empathy, your courage, and your sense of community to create a new family. Faculty, staff, members of the Easton community all became your new support system, your inspiration, your people. And it grew out of love for each other, and your common journey. Flash forward to last June, here I land on this beautiful campus with feelings not dissimilar to the ones you had your freshman year. Yes, moving into the president's house is not quite the same thing as moving into South College, I realize. But there were some common themes. I'm honest, I woke up that first night wondering where in the world I was. There was anxiety. What will this place be like? I really don't know anybody here. And I just lost my dad 2 weeks earlier, a true north and steady force of love and support in my life. Like your freshman year, I was forced to do the uncomfortable, as I think it's the only way we truly grow. And I built new relationships and started a new chapter. And this is where I fell in love with you, class of 2020. It was in my early days, and frankly, it was over email. Asking for what you want, asking for help, being vulnerable, these are sometimes really scary things to do. But there you were, in the president's email box, class of 2020, asking for what you needed, which is why we're here today. I saw your love of this place, your love for each other, your love of our faculty over here. Let's give a big round of applause for our faculty. I saw your love of our faculty and staff who inspired you, of your friends that you were ripped away from when the world changed in March of 2020. And let's be honest, I saw the hurt, the loss, the disappointment, the frustration, and I recognized it immediately. You see, in addition to the lens I brought here and that my colleagues share, that the student experience will always come first, for that's why the college is here. I'm also the mother of a 2020 high school graduate myself. My daughter, Monica's here, as are Matthew and Bill. I love you all with my whole heart, my family. My daughter, Monica, graduated from high school at our dining room table. So I understood immediately what you were asking. You were asking for a milestone to be restored. You were asking for a date of celebration to our core, for closure to your college career, and for your transition from students to alumni to become visible. You were calling us to rebuild this family. My first big decision on this campus was actually very simple. It was a pause to stop talking about anything about inauguration or the celebration of my arrival until the team, faculty, staff, all of us came together and planned to celebrate you. So here we are, restoring something broken, celebrating something significant, healing something critically important, and committing ourselves to each other again. So yes, class of 2020, we are family. And it is with a full heart, my whole heart, that I say to each one of you, welcome home. It's okay, we're gonna have tears today. Welcome home. Members of the class of 2020, parents and family members, Lafayette trustees, faculty, staff, friends of the college, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the commencement celebration of the class of 2020. Today, we proudly celebrate the 603 members of the class of 2020 who graduated virtually from Lafayette College in August of 2020. We'd be remiss not to acknowledge all the support on this campus today. Class of 2020, I want you to look behind you in a second. I see all sorts of beautiful family out there under the trees. I can feel their love radiating this way. It's one of the reasons why it's getting hot in here. And I will say this to our parents and families, and I mean this with my whole heart. I have 2 college students myself under that tent. Being a parent is like having your heart live outside your body. Thank you for allowing us to have your hearts for 4 years. I know we took good care of them, but now they're out in the world as incredible citizens and Lafayette leaders. Can we please stand up and give your parents, your friends, your family a big round of applause. And I do want to say to our parents and family members, I saw your emails too. Thank you for loving your students enough to give voice to this moment. Now I get the joy of introducing Bob Sell, who is our chair of the Board of Trustees, an alumnus of the class of 1984, and my partner in this journey as we continue to push forward love and light in our Lafayette family. Bob Sell.
Madam President, as chair of the board, and on behalf of all of the trustees of Lafayette College, I am here to endorse, respect, and approve that it is damn hot out here. Jesus, it is. And I gotta tell you, it looks like we're in shade up here, but we're at a higher altitude. Yes, we're closer to the sun. Anyway, what a good-looking group. So something, as I drove up today, I noticed something remarkably different than yesterday, and that is that this looks like a group of young adults. This doesn't look like a group of seniors wandering off the campus, bug-eyed and thinking of the world before you. And then as I saw you gather as we were walking, I thought to myself, my goodness, this is probably the largest concentration of alumni other than at a Lafayette Lehigh game. So I called development. We'll be passing plates. Please provide donations. We'll be going. Your parents aren't paying for this. It's your turn now. All right. So we're gonna pass the plate. That's okay, right? I'm keeping an eye on the clouds. They're not out there yet, but if you look to the west, we will move this thing along, but yet be respectful for what this day is. And before I introduce our speaker, I just wanted to tell a quick story. So a year ago last week, it was last Thursday, a year ago it would have been a Wednesday if I have my math right, we announced a new president, our 18th president at Lafayette College, Nicole Hurd. We were over in, I think, Farranon. The family was there. It was a moving day, very exciting. And it was really her second trip to campus, but her first one as the new president-designate. And as she just very humbly referred to her first decision, I will tell you exactly the phone call I got was the day she was installed, which was July 1. And we went through our laundry list. It was the beginning of her term. I had a list, she had a list. And just as we got to the end, she says, oh, and by the way, they're starting the inauguration planning, which you know we had in the fall for her. And she said, I really don't feel good about planning my inauguration, having not celebrated this institution, having not celebrated the graduation of the class of 2020. And so, if I could, can I work with my team to reinstall that? That was her idea from the start. You guys know we had already closed the book. We had sent you your stuff. We said we were done. I recorded you a video, which none of you watched. Maybe a parent or two did. I got a lot of parent videos that said this is what we did at our house during the graduation. Can we just give one more rousing round of applause for our new president, Nicole Hurd? One more thing before my remarks. It was killing me yesterday during the 9.5 hours. We think we'll get done with you guys in about 6, but the 9.5 hours. If you notice, there's not even any buds on those flowers. I hope that gets up on the Jumbotron. But they're looking pretty weak. Poor things. We'll keep them watered. It's my great pleasure now to introduce our speaker for the day. Class of 1979 alumnus, Charles Chip Bergh. Chip is President and Chief Executive Officer of Levi Strauss & Company, one of the world's largest brand name apparel companies and a global leader in jeanswear, with more than $5 billion in sales annually and a presence in over 110 countries worldwide. Chip was born in Bronxville, New York, graduated from John Jay High School, which is in Cross River, New York. He earned a BA in International Affairs here at Lafayette. Very good. Here at Lafayette College. Don't get him wound up. He then spent 4 years serving his country in the United States Army. We don't want him wound up because he was a paratrooper. I hear a round of applause for his service. Thank you. In 1986, Chip began his career in brand management by taking a position with Procter & Gamble. During his 28-year career with the company, Chip served in a number of leadership positions with increasing levels of complexity and scope. He's led many iconic brands. These are names of things that all of you would be familiar with. One of his most proud accomplishments was, that last bit of coffee in your cup with Folgers, and I got that wrong, but he can come up and tell you all about that. But Chip is famous for Folgers, the last drip in your coffee or your cup or something like that. Following his success at Procter & Gamble, Chip took the helm of Levi Strauss Company in 2011. At Lafayette, Chip studied under Ilan Peleg, who's right up here on the dais, the Charles A. Dana Professor of Government Law, and another professor, and another professor that we all know, Robert Wiener, the Jones Professor of History. He continues to maintain close relationships with both of them, and certainly to this fine institution. At yesterday's commencement, Lafayette College was proud to present Chip with an honorary degree of Humane Letters. We don't need to do that today, kind of keeps us moving along, but can we please recognize the incredible work and the fact that he did receive an honor from the college yesterday. I'm going to set the bar here, but we're so pleased today to have Chip provide us some of his wisdom. And so we're going to do that. Please join me now in welcoming Chip Bergh to offer the class of 2020 your address.
Thanks for that, Bob. President Hurd, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, administration, staff, fellow alumni, class of 79, big shout out. Distinguished guests and parents, I got to tell you, it is a huge honor to be here today. But class of 2020, we are here for you. Yeah, let's give it up for that. We are here for you guys. Young professionals already. You've already begun the rest of your lives under really, really bizarre circumstances. But you've earned this. And I do want to say, I'm going to talk in this a little bit about courage. But for Nicole on day one, President Hurd on day one to say, we are going to do a ceremony for the class of 2020, she knew in her heart that you all need this. And this is a big moment for all of you. So a big round of applause for President Hurd and the courage to say, we're going to do this. So I want to start by just sharing my admiration for you. I cannot imagine what you all went through. You went away on spring break. You went to Florida, Costa Rica, wherever you guys went, and then found out you weren't coming back to Lafayette. And as hot as it is right now, by the way, I got to do a check. I checked about 15 minutes ago, and just for the record, it is hotter in Easton, Pennsylvania than it is in Dubai. Yep, it's 88 here, it's 87 in Dubai right now. So as hot as it is here, this is a hell of a lot better than doing it at your kitchen table or your dining room table, don't you think? And you've earned this. You deserve this. Your class is unlike any class before you. The end of your Lafayette experience taken away from you. The best semester of college. The Frisbee tossing on the quad, right? Hanging out on the quad in your short Levi's shorts. It was taken away from you. And you got kind of locked in your room to finish the semester and end with a dining room ceremony, which just sucks. So you're getting it back. It may be a really hot day, but you're going to have a great day. I know a lot of you probably had your plans for after graduation somewhat diminished or changed too. How many of you actually had a job offer pulled? Anybody? Or an internship pulled? Anybody? How many of you had to make different plans or accept an offer outside of your where you were planning to go, or decided you had to go to graduate school, or decided you had to postpone graduate school? Is there anybody in here whose plans weren't changed because of the pandemic? Okay, one or two. Good for you. They were going to work in mom and dad's business, maybe. That's okay. I'm not being critical, no. It's good. They were lucky. But out of it, you all developed resilience. And resilience typically takes years to develop. And you guys had to develop it almost overnight. But as my mom used to say, that which doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. And it's good because as you guys already know, the world you have entered into, it is pretty rough out there right now. The U.S. just crossed 1 million deaths from COVID, more lives lost than all the wars we've fought in combined. Our country's democracy is more fragile than at any point in my life. There were 10 mass shootings just last weekend alone in this country, 10 mass shootings, including the horrible racially motivated hate crime in Buffalo. There are attacks on people's freedoms and self-determination. We have massive inequality, racial injustice, economic dislocation. There's distrust in institutions and in governments globally, a war in Ukraine, a looming food crisis, and we're living on a planet that is getting way too hot, and the trend is going in the wrong direction. We have a lot of 21st century challenges. And I know you've been told ever since you were little kids by boomers like me, Gen Xers, and maybe even millennials, these are people that are still going to be alive for a long, long time, that your generation has to fix it. And I know that's got to be tiring, and it's not fair. You didn't create these messes. But you know what? You're already making a difference. Frankly, you are powerful. You're already so aware of the gross inequities in society, and you're morally awakened and activated to do something about it. You were doing something about it when you were here at school. You're smarter and more empathetic than we were. You have bigger hearts, and you've already had a bigger impact on holding society, politicians, and companies accountable than any generation before you. You've already affected so much change, and you are already starting to change the world. And we need you because the current model of leadership, what I call 20th century leadership, it's broken. It's the industrialized leadership model of command and control, top-down, bottom-line focused. The I'm the boss and I'm going to tell you what to do model of leadership is not going to solve our 21st century problems. The only way to build a better world is with a new type of leadership, call it the 21st century leadership, to lead with courage, compassion, empathy, and true understanding, with an attitude that we all must set aside our differences and work together to take on the world's biggest issues and fight the world's many injustices. For our biggest global problems, like climate change, we can't tackle them one by one. We have to tackle them with a mindset of global collaboration and cooperation. And you're already displaying this new kind of leadership and showing us old folks there's a much better way. You've done this by using your voice and pushing from the outside. And now you're on the inside and you are pushing for change. And I know this firsthand. I have experienced your push myself. My leadership over the last several years has had to evolve. I've been the CEO at Levi Strauss now for almost 11 years, and the job and what's required of me and every CEO I know has changed so much in just the last few years. Part of that is the pandemic, for sure. I had a window into my coworkers' full humanity, their whole life. Instead of sitting in a conference room at the end of the table in the power seat making decisions, I found myself zooming into my coworkers' kitchens or bedrooms for meetings and seeing their roommate walk behind them in their underwear, or some funky art on the wall, or their child tugging on their arm, asking for help on the iPad so that they could beam into school. It helped me build real empathy for the challenges that everyone faced during the pandemic. And now, as a side benefit, everyone on my team knows that I have a tiny, tiny 6-pound terrier with a big bark named Chico. I've also, over the last few years, had to stick my neck out and fight for change, too, because I've been pushed. Younger employees are demanding the company and demanding me to be better. I've taken public stands advocating for ending gun violence in this country, preserving women's agency over their bodies, protecting all Americans' equal right to vote, and advocating for gender, racial, and LGBTQ equality. Your courage is contagious. We've also had to innovate and change our ways of operating to become more sustainable in every part of our company, and to ensure that Levi's is a place where every single person, no matter what their background, feels empowered to bring their full selves to work. Virtually all businesses and CEOs are being pushed right now we have to be compassionate to compete. This is what true leadership looks like, and it comes from you and your peers and your generation pushing us to be better and to do better. You inspire me and my peers every day to do better and to be on the right side of history. So what I'm saying is, you're already doing great. Keep it up, keep pushing. So if you don't mind, I'm going to give you a couple of tips. I wasn't planning to do this, but I had a couple of parents come up to me after yesterday saying, "You've got to do this." So, okay, I'm going to do it. I want to give you just a couple of pieces of advice. And I know you're already out in the world and you're already living the big life now, making a paycheck and figuring it all out on your own. But my first piece of advice is this: take good care of yourself. I don't want to sound like your dad, but you need to hear this. You need to hear this. Your health is everything. If you've got any bad habits, stop them now. Now is the time to start good habits, like flossing. Just kidding. Not really kidding, but it's time now to build healthy habits for the rest of your life before your career and family begin to consume you. Focus on your physical well-being, and if we learned anything during the pandemic, on your mental well-being as well. Eat right, get the right amount of exercise, get enough sleep, take breaks, get a physical every year. Get a physical every year. If you don't, it's going to catch up with you quickly. The days are long, but the years are short. Don't wait until you're 30. To live a life well lived, you must stay healthy. Second, find your passion. I love what I do. I get to wear Levi's every day. I'm wearing Levi's at graduation. I love what I do. As you've embarked on your career, you're probably already discovering you're going to have to work really, really hard. And you're going to be doing it for 30 or 40 or maybe more years. Hard work can be a real drag if you don't love what you're doing. Find something that sets you on fire, that you really love to do, and then pursue it. If you love what you're doing, you're much more likely to be successful and happy. But you shouldn't just be passionate about your job. Find things outside of work, too, that you can be passionate about. You need balance in your life. It gives you perspective. Life can't be all about work. Be passionate about your most important relationships. Find a hobby. Get involved in nonprofit organizations or your church, the community. You've got a lot of gifts. The more you give back, the more you will receive. Third, figure out what your purpose is in life. You don't have to have it figured out right now, but figure out your purpose in life. Purpose shapes who you are and what your character is. Some wind. It's important to have a purpose that grounds you and guides you through life, which will be filled with ups and downs, disappointments and mistakes. And you're gonna make mistakes. Trust me, I have made a lot of mistakes. But the only real failure in life is making the same mistake twice. Learn from your mistakes, sharpen your purpose, and stay grounded, no matter what life throws at you. And that's important because the most exciting thing about life is you never know when it's about to change, which leads to my fourth point that you guys have already learned. Shit happens. Things are going to happen in your life that are totally unplanned and unexpected. They might be good, they might actually be bad. But whether good or bad, they can change the trajectory of your life, and you probably won't even know it at that moment. No matter how much you plan your life, be open to a twist of fate to change your life. Let me tell you how a pair of boots changed my life. Yes, boots. I came to Lafayette for my freshman orientation just a few months after the end of the Vietnam War in 1975. The furthest thing from my mind at orientation was signing up for ROTC. We had just finished a war that I never really understood. But I wound up signing up because someone told me I'd get to keep the boots, even if I dropped ROTC after a week, which is what I fully intended to do. They were cool boots, except it turned out I kind of liked it. What started out as free boots turned into me applying for and then winning a 3-year ROTC scholarship, which ultimately led to a regular Army commission at graduation and 4 years in the Army as an officer. Those boots were life-changing. When I got to my unit in West Germany at the height of the Cold War, I was a platoon leader for a 20-man unit. My squad leaders and platoon sergeant, all non-commissioned officers who had to salute and call me sir, fought in the Vietnam War with bullets flying over their head. Hardened combat veterans saluting a 22-year-old kid fresh out of Lafayette College and calling me sir. It grew me up really fast. And I learned so much about leadership, about building trust by demonstrating competency, by never asking my soldiers to do anything that I wouldn't do myself, by always letting them eat first, by setting high expectations for them, and by holding them and myself accountable to the same high expectations. I wanted them to respect me and trust me, which had to be earned, despite my rank as an officer. And I carry those lessons of leadership with me to this very day, all because of a pair of boots at freshman orientation. It was a twist of fate that I made the most of, and I know that I would not be here talking to you now if it weren't for those boots. My last piece of advice is this: relax. You've got this. You don't have to have the rest of your life figured out right now. Heck, I don't even have the rest of my life figured out right now. Because while you only have one life, within that one life, you'll have the opportunity to live many lives. Your first job won't be your last job. Your first career likely won't be your last career. The me I was in 1979 when I graduated from here, sweating through graduation just like you guys are now, is not the me that I am today. And guess what? The you that you're going to be in 40 years will not be the you that you are today. What's most important is not the lives that you live, but how you live those lives. So in closing, no matter where your lives take you, don't forget about Lafayette. Unfortunately, I did after I graduated. My first time back to Lafayette wasn't until my 10-year reunion, so you've already got me. Life happened to me. Army, Europe, family. Then I was a stranger on campus again for another long stretch of time, moving all over the world, from Cincinnati to Singapore to Boston and then San Francisco. But the longer I was away, the more I realized how much this school, my professors, Dr. Peleg, my friends and classmates meant to me, how much the school shaped me into who I am today. We've all been blessed to graduate from Lafayette College, and the longer I've been away from it, the more I realize it. Being back and spending time here on campus makes me appreciate even more the special DNA that runs through all of us because of this school. You all have so many gifts and talents, and your life has been enriched by this school. We have a world with 21st century problems. Go be 21st century leaders, make a difference, and make Lafayette proud. Congratulations again to all of you, and thank you.
Thank you, Chip. We got to talk about Chip even more yesterday because we gave him an honorary degree, but I will say this: after spending the last 3 days with Chip, I'm so glad we're in this Lafayette family together. Thank you for your love, your light, your leadership, and for being so incredibly generous with your advice and your warmth. You make us all very proud. Class of 2020, you ready to do this? All right. I am pleased now that Tracy Hagert Sutka has joined us today. Tracy is a graduate of Lafayette's class of 1982 and president of the Lafayette Alumni Association. She is here to recognize the accomplishments of the class of 2020. Tracy will personally congratulate members of the class as you're departing this stage. Tracy.
Thank you, everyone, for coming here today. I am more than happy to be part of this ceremony today. Like many of you, before today, I went back and I rewatched the video of your virtual commencement ceremony from 2020, which, although it wasn't the real thing, it was a pretty nice event. I really enjoyed seeing all the photos you sent in. I saw you with your moms and your dads in your hometowns. I saw your dogs. I saw at least one baby. I guess he was very small, senior. It was a very nice keepsake for you, and that's why we're glad that right now it's just a keepsake. It's not the tradition that your class deserves. We all think back to May 2020 when we were thinking that the pandemic was maybe going to be over as soon as the hot weather came, or maybe by the 4th of July. And I do recall being on many conference calls about the very tough decision to make your graduation into a virtual event. That decision was not made lightly. I remember recording my remarks for your virtual ceremony, which I'm sure you all fast-forwarded. That's okay. That's why I'm here today. And in those remarks, I watched those again. I welcomed you into the world of being a Lafayette alum. And I referenced the lovely frame that the Alumni Association sent you in that big box you got of graduation things. And I remember I listed specific things for you to do in order to become active alumni. But no fears, today I am not going to rehash any of my Practical Alumni Association advice. I will spare you the advice because you have already been out in the real world, and you already have 2 years of being Lafayette alums under your belt. And today, you are here and you are doing the most important thing an alum can do. You've come back home. You've come back to the Lafayette campus to be honored by your college. Today's celebration was a priority in the hearts of President Hurd, the administration, the trustees, the faculty, and of course the Alumni Association. So it is my honor to simply welcome you back as alumni and to enjoy this moment, to be honored, and to feel your connection to Lafayette College. I will be right at the bottom of the steps when you come by and greet President Hurd, and I will shake each one of your hands, and it is an honor to meet each and every one of you. Thank you all for being here today. I also just want to mention the stairs, very slippery, and a lot of you girls have on awesome shoes that you're really rocking, but you'll kill yourself on those steps. So just a little commercial announcement. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Now let me welcome Professor Joshua Smith, Clerk of the Faculty, to the podium.
Will the members of the class of 2020 please rise? President Hurd, on behalf of the faculty, it is my privilege to introduce you to the members of the class of 2020. Alums, your time on campus came to an abrupt conclusion 2 years ago after spring break. It was not the end of the college career that you had ever anticipated or wanted. And it is unfortunate that we could not hold an in-person graduation that year or host you for a celebration last year. But the faculty are very honored that you have returned today for this ceremony. Welcome back. President Hurd, the faculty recommended and the Board of Trustees conferred degrees to these students 2 years ago. And today, the faculty celebrate the accomplishments of these remarkable students.
Thank you, Professor Smith. As president of Lafayette College, I'm honored to welcome you back. This is where I normally say all these fancy words about, responsibilities in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You have already had that done to you, so I'm just going to say this. Welcome home, class of 2020, and I formally congratulate you on your graduation. Let me now welcome Dean Tim Cox to the podium, and we're going to begin reading names. Now, I know you've already gotten your diplomas, but we are going to have a diploma up here so we can at least have the handoff correct. I will say this, and I'm totally off script now. I know some of you heard yesterday was Hugapalooza, that the new president likes to hug. I don't know this woman, is she going to hug me? It is totally on you, so I'm going to watch your body language. If you want the hug, come in and go for it. If you just want the handshake, we'll do that too, okay? We're a family, but I'm not going to make you hug me on our first meeting, all right? Okay, good. Here we go. Dean Cox.
Thank you, President Hurd. Family and friends, before we proceed with recognizing the members of the class of 2020, a quick word about picture taking. We have professional photographers here who will take photographs of our alumni, and these photographs will be available early this summer. However, we recognize that some of you may wish to take your own photographs, and that's okay. We just ask that you be careful to respect others who are joining you in this celebration, and please be mindful of personal space and not to obstruct their view. Students, when you proceed to the stage, please be sure to hand me or librarian Ana Ramirez-Luers your card and proceed to greet the president. This is the big moment. So as the first row approaches the stage, let's give the class of 2020 a round of applause. Jonathan Abel. Clark Addis. Princess Adeyenka. Lovejoy Afwoka. Kyla Aguirre. Alejandra Aguilar. Jordan Allison. Lindsay Altschuler. Joslyn Avarenga. Riley Avaro. Christopher Ambrosio. Talia Badur. Parastu Barami Taganaki. Yasmin Baptiste. Ryan Barnett. Timothy Barry. Agatha Benbenek. Caroline Benville. McKenna Byer. Kirsten Binder. Sarah Blitz. Rebecca Blocker. Marissa Bocchiero. Emma Bodner. Thomas Boringer. Peter Bachma. Kamal Bukwala. Elise Bossert. Kira Botello. Emily Boyle. Rachel Bram. Adam Branson. Kara Brand. Caroline Bridges. Margaret Briggs. Jordan Brosmer. Philip Brown. William Bennett. Mitchell Cairns. Marie Buckland. Mackenzie Calvert. Isabella Capicetti. Amanda Carey. Paul Caruso. Sylvia Gilel Martin. Dominique Sinacola. Haley Clark. Emily Cadaspati. Courtney Cohen. Audrey Pickett. Elias Pijas. Grace Conrad. Rebecca Cook. Mia Catino.
There he is.
Andre Cox. Cameron Cranley. Ryan Craven. Haley Krecker. Simon Curtis Ginsburg. Luke Dandria. Diana De La Torre. Dulce Del Priore. Joseph Delia. Stephanie De La Via. Kathleen De Marino. Margaret Denblaker. Aditi Desai. Leah Diamondidis. Isabel Dunin. Alana Doyle. Sarah Ducharme. Nyla Durden. Juquin Dong. Sija Du. Rasna Ekra. Rimsey Erdogan. Ryan Fainer. Marissa Falcone. Matthew Fisher. Esther Flavian. Ilan Futterman. Andrew Frucht. Danielle Gardner. Brian Gary. Betsinat Gorbabad. Courtney Geisenheimer. Matthew Gerber. Alicia Guy. Caden Godsey. Sonali Goyle. Catherine Gonick. Daniel Goodman. David Gundy. Jody Graff. Hannah Green. Claire Grunwald. Philip Harding. Clement Hathaway. Allegra Hickey. Oh. Catherine Hill. Jacob Hoffner. Julia Horbakowitz. Julia Howard. Courtney Howell. Tyler Hubany. Ayat Husseini. Elene Jalagonia. Justin Johnson. Rihanna Jones. Gabrielle Juliana. Rika Kamiyasu. Nicole Claplin. Alexandra Katz. Claire Kellner. Scott Kelly.
Simone Khalifa. Sana Khan. Hannah Koch. Maxwell Kushner. Jack Lapides.
Nice tie, Jack.
Marcy Lawford. Celine Lawrence. Julia Lee. Michelle Leonard. Chase Luba. Min Lang. Jacob Litka. Li-Ming Lin. Janisha Little. Bernia Long. Emily Lugos. Christian Lunau. Erica Ling. Jessica Liu.
He likes you. He wanted a hug. He wanted a hug.
Tiger Lau. Anne Malavaru. Saeed Malami.
Got a club. Look at these guys.
Benjamin Mallinger. Caroline Mannix. Daniel Markowitz. Jordan Marlin. Robert Maxwell. Samantha Mazzoni. Neil McInerney. Claire McEwen. Montserrat Mendez. Blake Meyer. Arthur Mielnik. Nina Milligan. Samuel Moore. Thomas Moore. Sarah Morris. Colin Morrissey. Wesley Mosher. Anne Mosrow. Sydney Munn. William Murdoch. Keyshawn Murphy. Sonia Musso. Chirag Nijjar. Janice Nixon. Charles Natitis. Vincenzo Olivet. Jesse Orellana. Brianna Orlando. Julia Owens. Andres Parada. Ryan Parrish. Benjamin Paulus. Elizabeth Penn. Kevin Peralta. Adrián Pinos. Cheyenne Pretor. Kelly Price. Feng Chiu. Lindsay Quigley. Emily Ravens. Christopher Rumprashad. Meredith Randall. Rindra Randrimanantina. Austin Ray. Isabel Ryan. Olivia Resnick. Megan Riley. Davis Rittmaster. Michael Rittmaster. Jennifer Rowan. Edward Ruger. Katrina Ruggiero. Margaret Rusnock. Kylie Ryan Shevrock. Camilla Samuelson. Mackenzie Sangster. Isabella Santangelo. Andrew Schmid. Calvin Schneck. Tori Schoen. Matthew Schoenfeld. Matthew Schumann. Jennifer Schwartz. Joseph Seum. Nitya Sharma. David Shug. Rachel Sloan. Nicolette Sonmez. Julian Spigner. Dexter Stinson. Jasmine Simon. Danielle Thomas. Peter Torrente. Alexander Traub. Jillian Turkmani. Samantha Tierney. Bridget Vokes. Tyler Wagman. Stephanie Wagner. Kelly Waldley. Menjia Wang. Cassandra Warner. Dwayne Whitaker. Bailey Wild. Catherine Wiley. Connor Winierczyk. Sasha Winston Cohen. Calvin Wright. Ariana Woodbury. Laura Wu. Shanyan Yang. Victoria Yort. Kylie Young. Cameron Zermel. Brian Rodney Coco. Ruhao Wen. Noah Wessel. David Nevins. Anna Nestor. Raynuma Nazrin. Emily Regan. Jordan Thaler. Rochelle Greenidge. Megan Sullivan.
The last class member to be recognized is Joslyn Brodfuehrer, the 2020 Pepper Prize winner. Please join me in giving all of our graduates of 2020 a round of applause. Before we introduce our Pepper Prize finalist and winner for the class of 2020, I would like to mention some of your classmates who showed tremendous leadership during their senior year for academic excellence and fundraising. Please join me in recognizing the following individuals, some who cannot be here today. The class of 2020 valedictorians, Trisha Argawo, Joslyn Brodfuehrer, Jody Graff, and Emma Weaver. In your senior class gift chairs, Raleigh Alvaro, Nyla Durden, Kamal Bukwala, and Randy Zoe. And I now have the pleasure, both of them actually, of introducing the presentation of Lafayette's highest honor, the George Wharton Pepper Prize. The Pepper Prize was established in 1924 by George Wharton Pepper, an eminent Pennsylvania attorney and United States Senator. Each year, the prize is awarded to the senior who, by vote of the faculty, administrator, and students, most nearly represents the Lafayette ideal. With so many inspiring students across our community, selecting Pepper Prize winners proves to be a difficult task, and 2020 was no different. I would like to invite all of our talented finalists who are here today to stand when I call your name, and please remain standing after your name is called. The 2020 finalists were Princess Adeyinka, Trisha Argawo, Yasmin Baptiste, Teddy Beamer, Dan Goodman, Ayat Husseini, Eric Laux, Casey Nevins, Gabrielle Trapp. Please join me in congratulating all of these outstanding alumni for their achievements.
So, I am so excited to welcome home our 2020 Pepper Prize winner, Joslyn. Joslyn, your introduction read during your virtual commencement in 2020. During your tenure at Lafayette, you equipped yourself to make a difference for our world by taking full advantage of the breadth of learning opportunities that Lafayette creates both in and out of our classrooms. This is abundantly clear as I read through some of your accomplishments, which included your outstanding scholarship, including completions of double majors in international affairs, just like our commencement speaker, and government and law with a minor in Spanish, in just 3 years maintaining a 4.0 GPA. Joslyn, did you sleep? Your internship with the Department of State in the Embassy in Costa Rica, your service to and engagement with members of the college community and Easton community, your work as an Excel scholar. It could go on. You're one of Professor Palig's students. Look at that, Elon. The magnitude of your love, Elon. Being named to both the Lafayette College Athletics Gold Medal Academic Honor Roll, the Patriot League Academic Honor Roll each semester as a member of our women's lacrosse team. Being dedicated as a member of the Alpha Phi sorority, Alpha Phi International Fraternity of Women, and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. You also have a passion for public service and work with local students to tutor and play sports and after-school programs. You're incredibly impressive, and I'm sure it's just gone on for the 2 years after that. So, with that note, we have something important you need to do. It's time for an important Lafayette commencement tradition. One of the college's most cherished possessions is the sword that belonged to the Marquis de Lafayette. As the 2020 Pepper Prize, Joslyn, I invite you to present the sword to your classmates. Class of 2020, in every forthcoming adventure, may you remember the power of your dreams, the importance of your ideas, and the strength of your love.
He was ready. But he had 2 gloves. That's what hurt. He had 7 gloves.
right, Joslyn, after you hand over that sword, I will invite you to give us your remarks. Joslyn.
Thank you, President Hurd. Class of 2020, how very odd it is to be here addressing you on a stage instead of a screen. Last time you heard from me was the summer of 2020. Despite the silly things we may have done or tried to keep busy whilst locked away at home, TikTok dances, whipped coffee, binging Tiger King, the truth is, it was a time of great uncertainty. We had left school mid-semester with spring sports seasons canceled, our in-person graduation postponed, job offers rescinded, graduate school timelines uncertain, and a labor market that seemed impossible to enter. Yet, here we are on the other side. Almost 2 years later, we've started our careers, begun or even completed our postgraduate degrees, moved to new cities, adopted pets, gotten engaged, and maybe even promoted. We did what we felt was impossible back in 2020, and we did it with poise. Many of those uphill battles we thought we would face did in fact come our way. But whether we like to admit it or not, we were ready for whatever life threw us because of our time here at Lafayette. Lafayette prepared us with the knowledge we needed to head into the next season of our lives and the support network we needed to make it happen. Behind us and our success is an institution that challenged us to dig deeper, be hungry for new knowledge, and think outside of the box. But most of all, Lafayette empowered us to ask why not. Why not move to a new city? Why not take a year off to travel? Why not start the business I've always dreamed of? Why not apply to one more job, even if I haven't had an interview for months? It is this sense of courage and determination, class of 2020, that pushes Lafayette classes past, present, and future to excel after they leave College Hill. It's what makes us unique. And although we have much to thank Lafayette for, friends that have become family, a network of professors that have become mentors, and sports teams, Greek life organizations, and clubs that have taught us the meaning of hard work, sacrifice, commitment, and integrity, we didn't end up here by chance. We were all attracted to Lafayette College not because of the knowledge we hope to acquire and the skills we hope to develop, but because of the value we brought the day we stepped into Pardee or Kirby or Skillman, bright-eyed, determined, and hopeful for what the future would bring. Class of 2020, I'm proud of each and every one of you. I'm proud of what you accomplished while at Lafayette and what you've pushed yourself to accomplish over the past 2 years. As you continue to move forward, I hope you reflect fondly upon your time here. Choose not to remember college through those last 7 weeks we lost. Choose instead to remember all those things you gained. Because all the late night seminars, long study sessions, dreaded run tests, and sunny days with friends on the quad helped that scared graduate in the summer of 2020 get to where they are today. The world is, and always was, ours for the taking. Congratulations, class of 2020. We made it to in-person graduation.
So as we bring things to a close, I have 3 things I want to say to you, class of 2020. First, we live in a world that constantly wants to say or. It wants to be divisive. It wants to find ways to separate us. It wants to find ways to cause this sense of conflict and like we don't belong to each other. I want you to know as Lafayette leaders, you learned and here. You learned the power of and. This is a college that does liberal arts and engineering. It does academics and athletics. It does community and campus. And I want you to know that importance of and is, I can see it shining off you now, but that's how we're going to heal the world. That's how we're going to make this better. That's how we had a virtual and in-person graduation. You stepped up. It's the power of and. Second point, I want you to keep being bold and brave. Again, it's not easy to write a president's inbox and say, I'm hurt, can I please come home? But you did it. And it's not always easy to be vulnerable and advocate for yourself. You know, when I first came here, I made a comment about being bold and brave, and I got a little worried because it really needs an asterisk by it. Bold and brave does not mean we'd ever pave this majestic quad we're sitting on right now, or turn ourselves from maroon to orange. Bold and brave means knowing who you are and then being the best version of it. And I'm very proud of you for doing the work of knowing who you are, and that journey continues, and then being the best version of it. And the last thing I said, and again, I know there's some skepticism, there's some healing to be done, but this is home. So welcome home. Remember it's home. And I know a lot of times at your age, it's a lot of worry about, is it the journey or the destination? Is it the journey or the destination? A lot of us think we're going to live these linear lives, right? You know, it's graduation, first job, second job, significant relationships, etc. I'm here to tell you none of us has a linear life. We all have non-linear lives. And so it's not really about that debate between journey versus destination. It's about the company. It's about the company. It's why you came home today. So welcome home. I now ask you to stand as we transition to our alma mater. Following the alma mater, please remain standing for a class fanfare composed for your class by graduating senior Anna Zittel, who graduated yesterday. This is a gift from her to all of you. send you off, class of 2020, I'd like to applaud all the family, friends, faculty, and staff in attendance. I also want to give a sincere thank you to our commencement planning team, as well as our facilities and our grounds folks. Can you just thank them for how beautiful they make this campus? Our dining folks that are about to give us a lot of joy in an air-conditioned Farallon, our musicians, and everyone who made today possible. I will say this as my last comment as I pass this over to Chaplain Hendrickson. I hope you can feel it, class of 2020. You deserve this moment. Sometimes in life, I'm a little bit older than you, you learn that some things are most beautiful where they're broken, and then it takes the courage of love to heal them. Thank you for your courage and your love. Welcome home, class of 2020.
Members of the class of 2022, after you recess, Student Government and the Office of Sustainability would like to offer you the opportunity to donate your very warm and sweaty commencement regalia for future graduates. You may drop off your cap, gown, and/or cords. I believe there will be a place in Farallon so that we can remove the financial barriers for future graduates and reduce single-use gown waste. Your participation is appreciated. Following the benediction, class of 2022 shall remain standing, but oh my goodness, 2020. I love you all, I'm so sorry. Class of 2020 shall remain standing, but guests may be seated until the platform party and the class of 2020 have recessed. We thank you for your patience as our students complete the recession. The reception will be in the Farallon College Center. So I'd ask all of our folks to please stand for our benediction. Class of 2020, it is such a joy that you all were with us today. May the memories of grace shared this hour be a delight and an inspiration to us. May the Most High increase charity in us. May the Son of Heaven shine through us. May the winds of love move us to compassion and service. May we go forth with kindness in our eyes, with love in our hands and our hearts, and may we remember to express generosity and care. Amen. So many congratulations.
Thank you.